Hey everybody. Um, talk about some fish antibiotics. Um, some people say not to use them. Some people say use them. In a SHTF situation, when there's nothing around and you're sick and you need antibiotics, you're not going to be able to go to the emergency room. You're not going to be able to go to your doctor. Um, you got three choices really. You can be an herbalist, that you can go out and find stuff out in the forest if you're lucky and make you some herbal home remedies. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't work. You can stockpile, you know go to the doctor right now and stockpile all kinds of antibiotics if you're lucky to get them from your doctor. Or you can buy fish antibiotics, which is basically, to me, they look the same as regular antibiotics. If it come down to a life and death situation where I was cut or I was sick or one of my kids were cut or sick and they needed antibiotics to live and to heal, and I didn't have any, and the only thing I had was this fish antibiotics, I would take take the I would take the fish antibiotics and I would give them the fish antibiotics. Um, but everybody's going to have they have to do that. They're going to have to think that out their own. I'm not telling anybody to go out and buy these and use them because I'm no doctor. I don't know what the side effects are. I'm just saying for me and for mine, and instead of seeing them laying there suffering and dying or from an infection or an illness and there's no medical around, I'm going to give them the antibiotics. Another thing on fish antibiotics, you know, it tells the antibiotics it is. It gives like the fish flex, then I can't even say that word. I have a hard time saying that word. But get a journal. Write down what each one is for. Like this is amoxicillin. Write it down what it's for. This is penicillin. You know, write down what this is used for, what this is used for, what this is used for, and keep it with your bug out supplies, your prepping supplies. That way, in case something happens, and get a book of symptoms of what malaria is, what dysentery is, whatever. And that way you'll know what you have and what to use. If you're going to use fish antibiotics. Like I said, there's a lot of people saying don't use fish antibiotics. It's harmful to your health, and uh, you know, I remember back in the day when I would get cut as a kid and go to my grandmother's, or I would come into my mom and dad's, and they would put that mercurochrome or methylate on a cut. Boy, that burnt like crazy, but it burnt the infections out. And nowadays they don't make it. Number one, probably because the kids are too pansy to use it. But anyway, but you're going to have to decide if you're going to use fish antibiotics or not. That's going to be your choice. My choice is yes, I would use them if it comes to me or one of my kids or my wife getting sick and laying there suffering and they needing antibiotics. I would use them. Hold on just a minute. Sorry about that. I had a 5-year-old in here playing in boxes. But, you know, that's your guys' choice to using them or not. I'm going to use them. I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy them and use them. Do your research, see what they're good for, see what they're used for. If you want to, this is better than not having nothing. Because in a SHTF situation, there are not going to be too many herbalists around. There are not going to be no hospitals open. There are not going to be EMTs running around giving out free medication and checkups. We're going to have to be our doctors. And so read books, write down in a journal of what is what, how to use it, how much to use it, when to use it, and the signs and the symptoms. That's my best advice. And you guys are going to have to decide if you want to use these or not. Like I said, I have seen videos where people saying don't use them. They could be deadly to your health. Then I've seen videos saying they're the same thing as normal antibiotics. Just do your research and make your own opinion up. Life is better than death. If I was sick and one of my boys were sick or my wife was sick and there's nothing else around, I would use these fish antibiotics to get better. But that's just a basis. Those, yes, you're going to need some type of antibiotics. But hold on, where'd it go? Well, he ran off with it, little turd. Hold on, just a minute. Sorry about that. He was hiding them. He's over playing in the boxes, hiding them. You're going to need soap, Dial soap or something like that, antibacterial soap, to keep clean. If you do get cut, you wash it to help keep get all the bad stuff out of it. Hand sanitizer to help keep clean. Peroxide. I like these little bottles they spray on. I like those. And they also make a little bottle of alcohol that you can spray on. They're a buck at the Dollar Tree. These are like iodine. You break them and comes down. You can clean wounds with that. You're going to have to keep a wound cleaned. And then when you try to, this is generic Neosporin to help keep bacteria and bad stuff out of the cut. You need this stuff. If you use this stuff, you might not have to use the antibiotics. You got to keep yourself clean. You got to keep your clothes clean. You got to keep clean. There's no if and buts about it. You got to keep your body clean. You got to keep your clothes clean in order to cut down on infections and diseases. Then you got to keep, another thing. You can get baby wipes, or you can get hand wipes to keep your body clean. This all goes in. They all fit together in order to stay healthy and to make it through an SHTF event. If you get cut and you use this stuff to clean the wound, you're going to have clean bandages to put around it. You're going to have this stuff in order to keep it clean. Just regular Band-Aids to keep dirt out of a wound. Gauze, tape, and sutures. And here are, let's see if I can get one. There you go. Sutures. If you do get cut and you have to sew yourself up, that way you don't have a gaping wound. And it's just common sense. I mean, people don't think about it. They think, oh, I'm going to get some duct tape and super glue and some Tylenol and I'll be fine. Clean water will clean out a wound. You need this stuff right here. If you get a cut in a SHTF situation, it could get infected. All kinds of stuff could go wrong. And another thing, when you are cleaning fish and cleaning animals, always, 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 always wear rubber gloves to keep their blood out of your cuts on your hands. Because everybody's going to have nicks and cuts in an SHTF situation. So, you know, again, this stuff right here, this stuff, especially the soap. Soap. I mean, I have seen videos where people have said, oh, I'm going to stay dirty, I'm going to stink. So people think I don't have anything. Yeah, and when they get cut, they're going to get an infection and they're going to die. You got to keep your body clean. Because use this stuff, and maybe you won't have to use the fish antibiotics. But then again, no matter what you do, that infection could get in there, and you're going to need some type of antibiotics. Again, it's your choice. The Green Prepper, he has a good video that he goes through all the antibiotics, and he tells you what they're for. He tells you the regular name to them. He tells you the fish name to them. And he tells you what they're used for and everything like that. You know, you can go to his channel. There's other channels out there. But you're going to have to know what antibiotics is for what. You're going to have to know the symptoms. You're going to have to, you just can't say, oh, okay, I'm going to use amoxicillin, and amoxicillin might not be for the infection you have. You might need some other type. So just do your research and come to your own conclusion on that. I'm not telling you guys to get them. I'm not telling you guys not to get them. That's going to be your decision. But all this other stuff, yes, I'm telling you to get. You should have this in multiple quantities ready. This stuff does not expire. You know, a bar of soap don't go bad. You know, if it's in package, you've got it put up. You know, you're going to need this stuff. That's the first line of defense. That is right there. Keeping your body clean. If you get cut or something like that, wash it out, clean it out, cover it, put medicine on it, and watch it. See if it don't get infected. If it gets infected, you're going to have some type of antibiotics. You know, it might be an herbal remedy. You know, if you're lucky enough to be an herbalist or know an herbalist, they could hook you up, and you don't have to rely on fish antibiotics or going out breaking into a pharmacy or a hospital or something like that trying to steal antibiotics because you get sick or your family gets sick. You know, that's just my advice, my opinion. Tell me what you guys think. But again, you need to keep yourself clean. You need to wear gloves when cleaning fish or animals. And you need to be careful. If you get a little cut on your hand, you're going to make sure you clean it. If all, douse it with hand sanitizer. It'll burn like crazy. But that's good. It's burning. It's burning the infection. It's burning the bacteria. That's what you want. You don't want it on you. But I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas. It's a little bit longer than I want it to be. But everybody be safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.